Hello again, and welcome to another journal entry. This time it's number 7. And today, the main topics I will be discussing essentially are your structures, your beat sheets, your summary, and your cast. Now, typically, this is now getting into your film process, such as picking a cast. You've got your summary. Now you got to do a beat sheet, and then your structure. You've got that all set up, and now you just need to put that from the script and put it over to the film. And the film that I chose today, whew, man, it's a very sad one. And honestly, it took me about one or two sittings to get through, and because it really kind of hits the emotional beats, and as well as really stir a lot of mixed feelings about what's going to happen in the movie, but we'll get to the movie later. So the main definitions today from the reading is structure. Essentially, your the structure of your script and your story, your beginning, middle, end, your act 1, act 2, act 3, and so on and so forth. And the next part is the beat sheet, where essentially it kind of covers everything that's going to happen through your movie, whether it's your opening image, to your setup, to the catalyst, to the ending. It essentially helps you plan out how things are going to go in the movie. It's kind of like a TV show where you have your opening, you start to develop the problems throughout, then it hits the middle where the problem fully comes through, and then the catalyst of it, and then the ending and the resolutions that make up it. So it's kind of like a TV show in a way, but when it comes to movies, yet again, it's a whole process of the beat sheet. And then summary, obviously, it's the combination of your story just put into a few paragraphs, and your cast is the people that you're gonna bring in to tell this story in a way. And the purpose of these concepts, essentially, they're guidelines to how your film is going to play out and how the rest of the story is going to unfold. And certainly, the beat sheet really helps you to narrow in on those certain situations. And you can recognize them in any film, any TV show, like I said, like That 70s Show or Everybody Loves Raymond. Shows that introduce problems like throughout, but then they get resolved at the end, or they continue it in the next episode, but resolve it then. And they're pretty good advantages to kind of showing you like just good TV or good movies in general, but at the same time, they can be predictable, so you kind of have to watch out for that. And the best strategy I can come up with for a writer is, you can try and beat the system of like trying not to make it cliche and everything, but in the end, it's something that you just can't get away from. If it works, don't fix it. So essentially just focus on your main sheet and your summary, and then you can go on from there and make it better. So the film I picked is called Shoplifters. It's a film about a family who lives in Japan, and essentially they live in poverty. So their main way to get income is to shoplift. And the film presents the beat sheet very well, where you have your opening, you have the setup of where this family is, you have the catalyst of them stealing stuff, and then you go through the end where they kind of realize what they're doing may be wrong, but it's their best way of survival. And the movie does a really good job of showing you that beat sheet, as well as the cast that they have, to bring those emotions of this poverty-stricken family who really just steal and shoplift just to survive. I mean, that's something that nowadays it's just a reality, and it's sad. And the movie does a really good job of doing that. It has a really well-balanced summary as well. It's an easy summary to kind of go off of. You get the point of what they're doing. The cast is amazing as well in it. Even with the English dubs, I mean, it's still a good story to be told, and the structure also follows the narrative pretty well, and it's amazing how the film does that. I'd say the best elements is really just the family, and you understand why they're doing this, and you think any given time, anybody could do this, like me or you. Anybody could. and the film does a really good job of showing you how that can really play out into the real world. And I don't see anything bad about the film because, yet again, it follows the beat sheet correctly and it does it in a really good way. And the cast was just amazing. So, using these theories and processes, they are important. A beat sheet can really, really improve the way that you write and you tell a story. Like the exercise that we did about the beat sheet and the 7 plot points. I'm still kind of learning it, but I understand like how you need to A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You can't go from A to Z. So it's really important to look through that. What I learned from the film, really, it's yet again I'll say it's a good example of the beat sheet, and the movie does a really good job of doing that, as well as kind of giving you a way to follow it by introducing this realistic tale of people just trying to survive. Family, no less. And the connections I find between what I've learned with other stuff, yet again, that 70s show, and any other kind of sitcoms where you begin, you have the setup to the catalyst, you start with that, and then from acts 1, 2, 3, you follow the problem is being introduced, you try to figure out what the problem is, and then it resolves it by the end. So really, that's the best way that I can come up with it, and it's fun. My insights regarding these theories, yet again, they are important, and you really can't just gloss over it. Like, you have to look at these carefully and understand them. So, to wrap this up, stick with your structure, make sure it's good, make sure it gets to the point. Make sure you absolutely pay 100% attention to the beat sheet because it is important to how you're going to be telling the story. In your summary, make it clear, make it quick, make it easy to follow. And for the cast, just cast who you think is best for these parts, and that's it. And personal recommendations regarding the theory, yet again, for the beat sheet, look at that 70s show. It follows the beat sheet well, where you're opening and then continues on throughout the entire part. Also look at Shoplifters. It's a pretty good movie. So I would also like to give a citation for Snyder Blake for Beat Sheet Save the Cat. This is Justin, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace.